Po' boy.
Let's watch an idiot try to ride a motorcycle. Some guy rides.
What's up, dudes? Look, sometimes when you have a craving for a po' boy sandwich, you gotta take decisive action. And that is what I'm doing right now. And I'm excited to say that this video is sponsored by MotoCampNerd.com. And I'm psyched about that, and I really appreciate them helping me do this trip. And I will talk more about that later. I left pretty early this morning, and I'm not exactly sure what the plan is today. Because of the time I have to do this, it's going to be a long day. And so my plan is to get down sort of near Biloxi, Mississippi somewhere. And that is my hope for the day. The weather gods, they're not being so cool yet. I just put the GoPro back on because I was getting dumped on. Now, admittedly, getting dumped on a Goldwing is different than getting dumped on say, a Royal Enfield Himalayan or a CT125. But still, I mean, there's a lot of protection going on here. But you know, it's still rain is still wet, which I guess you could probably guess. And I did want to talk a little bit about Rain-X and how it sucks. I mean, maybe I'm putting it on wrong. I don't know. But I treated the windshield and my helmet shield thing last night. I followed the directions. The directions are not complicated. But, I mean, look. The water's just sitting there. Isn't it supposed to Rain-X off the windshield? So that's a bummer. Give me some tips on some other stuff I should try. And yeah, dudes, I mean, look, I don't even know if I like po' boy sandwiches, but I got a craving. I mean, I've got a craving for it. And so, yeah, there are po' boy sandwiches in my town somewhere, I feel sure. But I want a real one. I want a real po' boy sandwich. And look, life is completely pointless, right? We've talked about this before. At the end of the tat, I think I talked about this a little bit. Life is completely pointless. You know, the only thing you can do is invent shit for yourself to make some meaning. Now, I mean, some people, to get meaning, they like devote themselves to doing something good in the world. Like, I don't know, curing cancer, or I don't know. There are many things that good people are doing. I, on the other hand, my meaning right now is I gotta get me a po' boy sandwich. That's it. That's all I need. That is my reason for being alive right at this moment. And that's enough. You just need stupid little stuff like that. And you don't know, maybe the po' boy sandwich I get has like this weird rotten shrimp in it, and I get really super ill, and I go to the hospital, and the doctor cuts open my stomach, pulls out a half-rotten po' boy sandwich, and discovers a bacteria that cures cancer on my rotten shrimp inside my stomach. Could happen. It could happen. And then this would all be worth it, right? I'm willing to sacrifice, you know, going to the hospital if that's the end result. So, yeah. So I guess my goal of this trip is to cure cancer. I guess that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure that's going to pan out, but if it does, that'd be freaking great, right? Anyway, so I'm headed to somewhere near Biloxi, Mississippi, and right now I'm in the western North Carolina mountains, and it's beautiful other than the weather, and but the weather's causing some cool clouds in the mountains and stuff like that. So I'm not complaining. I did see some very serious weather after Atlanta as well. So I'm not really psyched about that. But what can you do? The weather gods have been for me many, many times in the past. And if they need to take a moment to be angry at me and to make my life miserable, well then that's just how it is. So I'm not going to complain about that either. Yet. I may later. But I may have mentioned this app before, but it's an app my daughter turned me on to, and it's called On the Way. And it's just great. You enter your destination, it shows you your route, and it shows you the weather on the way. So you can sort of prepare a little bit. And it's quite handy, especially if you actually open the app and look at it, which I did not do this morning, but I did just now. So yeah, it's a good app. You should get it. It's free. I don't think it costs anything. I can't remember. I got it a long time ago. And it's starting to rain, so I gotta dump the GoPro. Well, dudes, the weather is quite atrocious, but I'm making my way. I think I'm somewhere near Clayton, Georgia, and I don't know what to say. It's rain. It kind of sucks. Hey, dudes, another gas stop, and the weather has not gotten any better. It's shitty, and I'm just doing it. So anyway. I hope you're enjoying this series of small segments where I'm stopping to get gas, and hopefully it's going to clear up so I can, do a normal video at some point. Anyway, I'm in Alabama. I stopped and got a much-needed coffee. I've been on the bike for 4.5 hours, and I'm just going to keep going. I'll check in later. So this is that app, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's all that mess up there. And I think I'm finally in the clear. So I took off my rain gear. Dudes, I mean, I'm in the sunlight and it's now hot as balls. It was nice and cool in all that rain. Let's see, let me catch you up. It's about 12:30 where I am. It's about 1:30 where I came from, so that means 6, 12, 1. I've been on the bike 7.5 hours. I think I've made 2 or 3 fuel stops where I didn't even get off the bike. I just filled it up and kept going. I went to a coffee shop for a much needed coffee. I haven't had anything to eat or drink other than that today. I need to get some water. Yeah, not sure why I didn't do that at a gas station, but anyway, it looks like if I stay on the highway, I've got 2.5 more hours to where I'm going, which is I'm going to find a campground down somewhere near Biloxi, I think. So, what did I just say? 7.5, 9, 10. So that'll be 10.5 hours on the bike. Is that right? I think it is. And let me tell you something. This Goldwing, my ass doesn't hurt. I'm not fatigued. It's just like, dude, cruising at 80, 85, you know, depending on the traffic. Just solid, man, solid. And even in the rain, like these tires are brand new, so I was feeling a little worried, but no problems at all. They feel good, these tires. It definitely did change the speedometer. If you watched the one where I got the tires changed, the guy who bought this, who had this before me, had a 70 on it, which makes the speedometer accurate. And but with the stock tire on, for some reason, don't ask me why Honda did this, the speedometer is not accurate. So I'm actually going 69 and the speedometer says 74, and I'm going 71. So it's like 3 miles an hour off or so, 3 or 4. Big deal, doesn't matter. But weird, right? Weird that the stock tire makes it go off and the modded tire fixes it. Strange. I'm glad to be out of that rain gear, and hopefully I don't run into rain again today. That stuff is hot as a mow. And I don't know what the temperature is, but it's hot. I listened to, let's talk about Discipline by King Crimson for just a second. I don't know why, but one of those songs got stuck in my head. I think it was Frame by Frame. And so now I've been listening to it for the last 3 weeks over and over again. And it's always been like one of my go-to favorite records. I mean, it's weird. It's a little bit weird. It's Robert Fripp, Adrian Belew, Tony Levin. Is that the bass player's name? I think. I forget the drummer. But anyway, I forget when it came out too. Early 80s, maybe even late 70s. I don't know. But it is such an amazing record. Number one, some of the melodies in these songs are so good. Just on their own. They're just so good. And then the musicianship is completely out of control. Now look, I know a lot of people don't like King Crimson. It's too prog. It's too, I don't know, too technical, not pop enough. But as far as this kind of music goes, where these dudes are doing everything that's possible with their instruments, to still have a song that's catchy is amazing. I mean, the time signatures are beyond weird, mostly. I mean, if you try to count 4 against these songs, you're going to be in trouble, except for a couple of them. But man, Adrian Belew, I think, is responsible for a lot of the songwriting on this one, and he was just on fire. Just on fire. And Robert Fripp is just a cool dude. I think he just had some health issues, actually. Anyway, I mean, it's definitely, as far as being deserted on an island, it's one I might choose, because it's got so many layers to it. Like every single song, there's like infinite layers. So depending on which layer you listen to, like it's just like, it's amazing. And that's what's cool about music is it's transparent. You can listen to the surface, or you can listen to specific things inside there. And I don't know what to tell you. And I hear, I think it's frame by frame, not like the intro, but the verse. I mean, I hear a direct line from Frame by Frame to Radiohead's OK Computer. And then something like Genji, what's that song? Hula Genji, Huna Genji, I don't know. It's like the Talking Heads listen to that song a million times. There's a direct line from that to the Talking Heads. I think this record was very influential to a lot of people. I don't know. I might be wrong. Talking Heads might be like, oh, that's so lame. That prog rock is so lame. I don't know. But I think they were influenced by it. It just sounds, you can tell. You can just tell. Anyway, it's a really interesting record. And you should check it out. King Crimson, Discipline. Crazy record. And it holds up. I mean, I've been listening to it for 30 years now. Oh, it's good. It's really good. I listened to a bunch of news, and I wrote a jingle for MotoCampNerd, which I think you'll be excited to hear. I don't know if it's as good as Terrorist Gravel, but it's, it's close. It's in the realm. I think it stands up to Terrorist Gravel, honestly. And if you remember, that was from the, what was that? Was I on the Mid-Atlantic or the Northeast? I think it was the Mid-Atlantic. I think it was in Pennsylvania. I actually remember the exact spot where it was. Because I was also talking about about tires, something about a tire horror movie, and then somebody commented that there is a tire horror movie. Anyway, Terrorist Gravel was a jingle that was made for the Terrorist Gravel underarm deodorant from that trip. So if you're interested in seeing the origin story of the Terrorist Gravel jingle, feel free to go check out the Mid-Atlantic trip on the CT-125. That was a good trip. But the Goldwing dudes, I mean, as far as touring goes, this is the bike. It's just the bike. I mean, I don't know what to say. This bike is what, 17 years old? And it doesn't feel it. Yeah, the suspension is maybe a little weird. But man, it is just smooth and comfortable and huge. And I feel so safe on the highway. Even though, if I hit a rock in the road, I'm gonna die. But it just feels so much more solid than the Royal Enfield. And I mean, I got up to like 90, 95, and still, it doesn't feel at all squirrely, not even a little bit. And the speedometer goes to 150. I wonder how fast this thing would go if someone was stupid enough to go however fast it goes. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, I love this bike. I love it. And I know the highway riding it's not good for videos. It's just not. I mean, this is boring as hell, right? But, and I did think about taking all country roads down there, like staying off the highway, but it added like 5 or 6 hours to the trip, and I need to get down there. I'm gonna take my time more going back. But today is just all about miles. And I'm doing pretty good though, so I may, depending, like every time I do the thing where it's like, okay, like it's 3 hours, about 3 hours now. So let's see what it is if I blow off the highway. Route options, avoid highways. I'm liking the Chiggy too. I'm getting used to it. I'm starting to understand how to work it. I still don't really get the remote control. But, okay, so that only added 50 minutes now. So honestly, I could just do that. That'll put me there at 4:30. I might just do that. And, you know, it's about an hour difference. But I am getting a little bit sick of the highway. Although it's just like, it's just rolling. I'm just rolling. Did I just see a Hank Williams Museum sign? Hank Williams Museum. Huh. Do I take the back roads and just keep going? Or do I stop at the Hank Williams Museum and take the highway? These are good questions. I guess I'm blowing off the Hank Williams. That would be cool though, man. Hank Williams is a badass. Was a badass. I just saw that Bob Dylan movie not too long ago, finally. And it was good. It was good. What an interesting fella, man. Such a weird dude. It's just his own thing, and he always has been, and I guess he always will be. A friend of mine, Danielle, opened up for him in Colombia one time. That was a big deal. I think Johnny Fur might have, he either played that show or he helped her, like with tech stuff. I can't remember. I'll have to ask him. But I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure if he played, but I know he was there. I don't know if he got to meet Bob Dylan or not. But anyway, that's cool, right? I don't know. I'm not sure if taking off the rain gear was a good idea or not. It was just so hot, but look at these clouds. Not looking great. I see droplets. Come on. Oh, here it comes. Come on, dudes. It's such a pain in the ass for the, I mean, I don't mind the rain. It's just the dealing with the stupid GoPro that can't handle a little rain. It's not the GoPro, it's the mod that can't handle it. I'm trying to lean in, keep it out of the rain. So getting off the highway is gonna take me more time, but it was definitely, I'm happy with the choice. This is nice. I vaguely tried to get my wife to come on this with me, but she would not be into a 10 or 11 or 12 hour day of riding, which is what I'm gonna need to do today. And also I'm trying to camp, and she would not be in. She's into that a little bit. Like she doesn't hate camping, but it's not her favorite thing. And after such a long day, she would definitely not be into it. So then I was thinking, hey, why don't you fly down to New Orleans and meet me for the weekend? We'll hang out in New Orleans, and then I'll ride back. But it didn't make sense, and she needed to go see her mom anyway, so that's that. And but she did say she does want to do another trip, so I got to think of somewhere mellow to go. I want to do the Lincoln Highway sometime. Have you heard of that? I guess it's an old route that used to go across the country. But you can still, I think you can get GPX tracks that are kind of what it used to be, sort of. But it sounded interesting. And maybe just some local stuff. Like, I'd like to go out to the Pisgah Inn. If you've never been there, that's a cool spot. They've got a nice restaurant. I've never stayed there or eaten at the restaurant, but I've heard it's cool. And it's not that far. It's only an hour. But we could ride out there just for the heck of it. So I don't know. I got to come up with some stuff. I also had a conversation with her about the $21,000 DCT 2021 Goldwing that I rode, and that conversation didn't go very far. I'm not serious about it at all. I'm just not. I'm not at that spot right now. I love this bike. I don't need that bike. I want that bike, but I don't need it. I don't need this bike, for that matter. I don't need any of my bikes. So, I am dreaming about it, though. Wow, what a bike. What a freaking bike. I think I said this in that video, but seriously, go down to your Honda dealership and try to get on one and ride it. And let me know. Let me know if I'm high. It's an amazing machine. I loved it. And what else is up, dudes? I don't know. I don't know what else is up. I'm trying to get with Johnny Powell to do the Southeast BDR. He doesn't want to do the whole thing, I don't think. I think he wants to start in Selma. So maybe I would go down and start in Florida, meet him in Selma, and do it with him if we can sort out the schedule. That would be fun, man. I haven't ridden with him in a while. He was up in my neck of the woods when I was working that live stream, and on his new 1300 GS with a buddy of his, cranking around all the country roads, and I think they hit a little dirt as well. They tried to go up, and I think they were just checking it out, but they went by Hurricane Creek, which is totally closed, and the Buzzard's Roost Road is closed too. I came through there on the way home from that RV trip, that big filming trip, and it's still a crazy mess. So and then let's talk about the Deep South, man. North Carolina, I mean, I guess that's the Deep South, right? Sort of. But what I'm getting into now is truly the Deep South. There's a vibe, man. There's a vibe that happens. And it's weird. It's a weird vibe. You know? I don't know what it is, but it's just like this thick, weird vibe. And I like it. I like it. This part of the country is just, it's interesting. And I haven't decided yet, but I'm thinking about, I was, where was I? I can't remember. Maybe Minneapolis, somewhere on the RV filming trip. And I've probably mentioned this, but I've been using Harvest Host, which is this app, and it's like wineries and breweries and farms and whatever. They sign up, and if you're a member of Harvest Host, you can reserve a spot at these places to sleep. They don't usually have electric or water, but that's fine because I don't really need it. I've got the great solar and totally self-contained, so I don't need anything. I just need a safe place to be. Oh shit, I've got my highway pegs down. Let me take those up. And it's great. Like I've had it for a while, but I've never really used it. And but I used it a lot on that trip, and I would just pull into a brewery, set up my stuff, go in, meet the owners, have a chat, have a couple beers, have a little food, and then I don't have to drive anywhere. I walk out to my rig and I go to sleep. It's kind of brilliant, and I kind of love it. And why is it raining again? And I'm not sure where I was going with that, but yeah. It's cool. It's really cool. Because it forced me to, you know, I went to some places that I never would have gone. And, you know, met some interesting people. Oh, I know what it was. So I went to one in Minneapolis, and it wasn't a brewery, it was a distillery, and they made vodka, rum, something else, some kind of whiskey, I think. But anyway, it was this really weird place. Like, it was in an office park, and I walked in the front door, and it reminded me totally of Dunder Mifflin from The Office. I mean, and so you walk through, it's just an office, and you go down all these hallways, and there's like these arrows pointing the way to the distillery, and you go through this door that looks like Dunder Mifflin, and suddenly it's like moody and dark and weird, and like you enter this other world of the distillery. Really cool. Like, it wouldn't have been as cool if you just walked into that place. It was way cooler that you went through this office park to get there. You know, it felt like a secret little hidden spot. So anyway, I was hanging out there talking to the dudes, and number one, okay, I got a couple of cocktails, and they were really, really good. Stupid expensive, but whatever. Because this is the great thing about Harvest Host. Like, you're probably gonna want a drink or two at the end of a rough day after work, and some food. So it's money you're gonna spend anyway, and you also get a spot to be. So it's kind of cool. Like, a campground is $30 to $50 or more dollars, and so this is perfect. Anyway, I got to talking to the bartender, and number one, in addition to the cocktails, I had a water, and it's the water they used for their hooch to distill it, and it was the most amazing freaking water I've ever had in my life. I don't know how to explain it. I drank it, and you could tell it was liquid, but there was no taste, no nothing. It's like almost, I don't know, I can't explain it. It was so pure. I don't know how they did it. He told me it was like double, triple reverse osmosis plus this and that. I don't know, but it was the purest water I've ever not tasted, because there was zero taste. It was incredible. I can't explain it. You're just gonna have to go. I can't remember what the place is called, but if you're in Minneapolis, hit me up and I'll find it. But anyway, got to talking to this dude, and he's like, we were talking about the RV. You know, he's asking me about my RV, and he's like, yeah, I've got a camper van that I converted. And I'm like, cool, man, have you done any cool trips? And he's like, yeah, I went to the most recent one was he just followed the Mississippi south until he could follow the Mississippi no more. And I'm like, dude, that sounds cool. And so I'm thinking about doing that. You know what I mean? I'll be in the neighborhood. Why not? I think it's just going to be like weird and industrial and I don't know what, but I think I might have to check that out. So I might do that tomorrow, and then I hope to end up in New Orleans tomorrow night, where, as you can guess, there's not a lot of tent camping in New Orleans, and there's a place I want to go that I went to probably, I don't know, 25, 30 years ago, and I have fond memories of it, and I want to check it out again. I think it's still open, but we'll talk about that tomorrow, I guess, if I get there. So that's my general plan, and then after that, I'm gonna head up to Natchez Trace and take that up towards Nashville, and kind of just meander. Because I've wanted to take this bike on a big long trip, just to see what it's like, see if I enjoy it, which I'll tell you right now, I do. I mean, I used to do stuff like this all the time, way back in the day when I had the Honda Shadow, and I would just go do stupid stuff, and just get gone. I like it. Dudes, I might have messed up a little bit. I'm sure there was gas at that exit where I got off the highway, and I should have filled up. I haven't been thinking about it because I've been on the highway where you don't have to think about it because there's gas constantly. But now I'm like out here, and I just searched for gas, and the nearest one is 30 miles. And the one thing I don't like about this bike is it gets shit gas mileage. Like, it's really bad, and it doesn't have a good range either. I'm not sure exactly what the range is, but I don't think it's any more than 200, and I hope it's at least 200, because that's what I need it to be to get me to this gas station. So, I don't have gas anxiety per se, but I wish I had filled up. And I mean, come on the world's best touring motorcycle of all time, to have a range of 200 miles is not, it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. 20 more miles to the gas station. Feeling good about it. And it is hot as a mow. And I'm out there, dudes. It's like I haven't seen a store since I left the highway. Nothing. 9 miles to the gas station, and the fuel light hasn't even come on, so I'm good. I'm at 191 miles on this tank of gas. I don't think I've gone over 200 without gassing up, so I would love to, of course, know what the actual range of this thing is, but I'm not sure what the tank capacity is, but it's got to be at least 5 gallons. I don't know, man. I feel like this should go at least 300 miles. I wonder what Johnny and Tat Steve's GS's, I wonder what the range is on those. I bet it's more than 200 miles. No problem at all. Alright, I'm gassed up, I'm Gatoraded up, I got some water, I put on some sunscreen, which I should have done this morning. I really screwed the pooch on that, as usual. But there you go. Looks like I got 2.5 hours left. to get to whatever campground this is that I'm going to. And I might have to stop for some food somewhere. Or I could cook a camp meal, I guess. I'll just see what's up. I'm glad I got off the highway. This has been much more pleasant. Although the highway is fine on this bike. It's just not very scenic. Dudes, I'm right at 11 hours in the saddle today, and I still got an hour to go. Holy crap. I knew when I made this plan, I was like, I should take 2 days to get down there. And maybe I should have, but I didn't. So what can you do? But I gotta say, I still feel pretty good. 12, what did I say? 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11 hours. And I'm feeling good. My ass, I mean, I've been sitting for 11 hours, but it doesn't hurt. It's like, it's nowhere near like the CT 125 seat after 3 hours. I mean, I'm comfy. I'm fine. It's a little bit hot, I'll give you that. It's hot as hell. But you know, what do you expect? I'm in deep Alabama. Could be worse. I mean, it's the first part of June. So it's gonna get worse, but you know, it's hot. And I'm still trying to decide, am I gonna get some food or am I just gonna go? And now I'm leaning toward food because the food will hopefully be in an air-conditioned place, and then maybe it'll cool down by the time I get to the campground. I wish I knew where the hell I was too. I think I really don't know. It's hard to like, it doesn't work the same as your phone. You gotta click something and then you gotta click an arrow to zoom out. So that's one thing about this. It's not as good as your phone, but it's been pretty good, honestly. I don't hate it at all. But I think I'm, I don't know, south of Mobile now, or maybe, I don't know. I really don't know. I'll check it all out when I stop. And it's been nothing all that interesting, honestly. So hopefully tomorrow will be a little more funky, I guess. But we'll find out. Looks interesting, but no, I'm not into it. Alright, I just gassed up again. Looked like an interesting joint across the street there. But I'm gonna get just a bit closer to the campground, and because it's only like 4:39, so I'm gonna push it just a little bit longer. Get some food, cool off, and then go set up camp. Okay, dudes, that was 12 hours in the saddle. 12 hours. It's completely insane. So I'm in this little joint called Woody's. I'm gonna get some food, maybe a frosty beer, and then I'm gonna head down to the campground and get set up. That was a lot. All right, had a great unhealthy meal. Very psyched about it, and had a beer. Really psyched about that. It tasted so good. And I asked some locals about getting to Venice, Louisiana, because I was looking at Google Maps and it does not want me to go the way I want to go, which is 90, which is a coastal road, which I thought would be, you know, more interesting than not. So I believe there may be a closure somewhere on that road. It looks like there's a giant bridge that goes across a marshland or swamp, and I think it might be closed. So whatever, I'm gonna get on 90, head that way, and see what happens. And that's about it. I'm not far from the campground. It says like 5 minutes. And I took a little look at where the hell I am, and I guess I'm a little bit, I'm a little bit east of Biloxi. Biloxi? I think it's Biloxi, isn't it? It doesn't matter. No matter what I think it is, it's not that. That's just how it goes. We know that. But anyway, that's where I am. And I'm definitely feeling pretty born on the bayou right now. It's getting swampy and cool and weird. Marshy. Pretty. So there's a couple of different kinds of camping, right? There's when camping is your main deal, like you're going out there to camp, you want somewhere cool and nice and picturesque. And then there's what I'm doing, which is I just need a place to sleep, right? And so that's what this is. It's not nice. It's not picturesque. It's just a place to pitch your tent. Just as valid. And that's what I'm up to. So dudes, I have some really nice gear, and the problem is I bought all my gear before MotoCampNerd was around. I made a lot of mistakes. Like, I bought stuff that didn't turn out to be good, didn't turn out to be what I really needed. So I wasted a lot of money. The reason MotoCampNerd should be your go-to for moto camping stuff is because Ben is a motorcyclist. Ben and Mary are both campers, longtime campers, and they test all the stuff. So anything on their website is going to be good for moto camping. Like, they've tested it. So, you know, whatever your budget is, they have different levels of stuff, but whatever you get there is going to be good. And I wish I had that, because I made a lot of mistakes. I bought a bunch of stuff that I didn't need and wasted a bunch of money. And you don't have to do that. Just go to MotoCampNerd.com and they will hook you up. And if you need help, ask on the website. They will help you. Like, if you're like, I don't know what kind of tent to get, this is what I do, this is where blah blah, ask them. They will help you. They'll help you pick out the exact stuff you need. This tent has been awesome, but there's a new version with smaller sticks that pack better that I am going to get someday. They sell that at MotoCampNerd.com. And you know, Bezos has enough for your money. You don't need to spend any more there. When it's specialty stuff like this, you need to go somewhere where the people know what the hell they're talking about. So go check out MotoCampNerd and tell them Past Ange sent you. And I think Past Ange earlier today made a little jingle for MotoCampNerd. So check that out. Enjoy. MotoCampNerd. They don't stock junk, so you won't get disturbed. If you're taking your bike and you want to pack small, go to MotoCampNerd, cause they got it all. Thank you very much. Look, I'm so proud to have been awarded this jingle Grammy. It's gonna go right next to the one I got for Terrorist Gravel. I'd like to thank Big Boss, my agent, for always being supportive and cheering me on. And I also want to thank Ass for teaching me how to sing. And I don't know what to say. I feel blessed that I have the free time to think up jingles while riding a motorcycle. It's a blessing. I'm sure Ben and Mary are gonna love that. All right, dudes, I'm at the campground. It's hot as balls. I'm gonna see if I can find a shower somewhere and get that going on. I'm gonna wait till it's a little cooler to take a shower, but I am just disgusting. So there's that. And like I said, I'm trying to find a route to get where I want to go, and we're gonna have to see how that goes tomorrow. I'm just gonna go for it and see what happens. This is a good day. The Goldwing is just a monster. I mean, 12 hours in the saddle, and I don't feel that bad. My ass doesn't hurt. I'm not fatigued from that. I didn't sleep well last night, so I'm kind of tired. But I'm gonna have another beer here. I bought a beer at CVS and some sunscreen. So I'm gonna have a beer. I'm gonna take a shower. I'm gonna get into some cooler clothing because these padded jeans are hell. And then I'm gonna kick it, and then I'm gonna go to sleep, and I'm gonna get up early and try to make it down to the to where the Mississippi dumps into the Gulf.
Hey, please like this video if you liked this video, and if you'd like to see more, hit that subscribe button and the alert bell. Also, if you're interested, there are links to gear lists and goofy t-shirts in the description. Thanks a ton for watching.